Hello everyone. I will be reviewing how to make a React Native Expo project and also how to create a navigation system for that Expo project. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create an Expo project. So we're going to create a folder on our desktop. I'm going to say go and call this test 2 because I already created a test before. And in this folder I am going to open my terminal. Okay, to create an Expo project, we have to write npx create expo app, and then we would give our app a name. I'm gonna call it my app. We will be looking over this React navigation documentation. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, now we just wait for this. Okay, I just finished up, so we will go into our directory and we're going to open VS Code in that. So cd my app, and then we're going to open VS Code. This is a nifty trick. Code space dot, it opens VS Code right away. It's of course on my other screen. Okay, so now we have VS Code open. Let's make this bigger so you guys can see. I'll put it onto this side. So we can now close our terminal because we'll use a terminal in VS Code, and we'll start creating our app. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to install some dependencies. So to do this, let's open up our terminal and make sure you're in your apps directory, and we're going to we're going to just copy and paste from this documentation, and we're just going to put enter. So this one is React Navigation native and React Navigation native stack. And this is just the documentation, or this is just the dependencies for React Navigation native stack, where when you have multiple screens, you're going to be stacking those screens on top of each other. Okay, if we're running an Expo project like I am, and we're going to use the Expo Go app, we have to install more dependencies. So if you're not going to be using an Expo Manage project, you're going to be doing a React Native project, like a bare one, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to put this one in. But since we're doing an Expo one, we're going to have to copy this first one and put it in here. Now that we're done with dependencies, we can actually start coding our app. First thing we want to do is we want to create a new folder on my app, and we're going to call this one source. We're going to put all of our screens in this source file. So in source, we're going to create another folder called screens. In screens, we are going to have two files. Um, for this tutorial, I'll only be making a screen.js and also a profile screen.js. So I'll make a new file in profile screen.js. Okay, so now we have our home screen and profile screen. Okay, so now we're just going to create a basic home screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to import, let's say text, style sheet, uh, and button, and view. We'll use a button later from React Native, of course, right? And then we're going to put a semicolon to end that off. And then we're going to write our function. So just like app.js, we're going to write a function. But instead of calling it app, we're going to call it our file name, home screen. So export default default function home screen, and we're gonna return whatever we want, right? So we're just gonna make something basic like a view, and then we're just gonna in that view we're just gonna write text, and then we're gonna say, hey, what's up? And when we call this screen, it should say, hey, what's up? Okay. Now for the profile screen, we're just going to copy everything over and we're going to paste it in here. And instead of home screen, we're going to have to write profile screen. Profile screen, since it's profile screen, since it's profile screen.js. And in here, we're just going to be like, this is the profile screen. All right, now that we have that, I'm going to start running our app and see what's going on to the display. If you guys don't know, this is Android Studio. You can use it to run your apps. You just go down here after you download it, Virtual Device Manager. You can create a device and you can choose what Android version you want. But I already have one, and this is the Pixel 3a on Android 10. And yeah, now that my Android simulator is up and running, I can close these and I can actually start my Expo server. So npx expo start. And we'll wait for this to start up. If you guys have your own devices, you would be able to scan this QR code. This QR code won't work because I'm going to be closing the server. Also, it's on my own Wi-Fi network. But if you guys start your own Expo server and scan this QR code, you must be on the same Wi-Fi as your laptop on your phone. And you scan this with your phone on the Expo Go app, and it should pull up the app right away. But for us, since we're using an emulator, we can just press Open Android, and it should pop up here any second. Okay. So now that it popped up on my emulated Pixel 3a, we are going to see, after it bundles up, we're going to see our app.js, whatever is over here, hopefully. Alright, as you can see, it's whatever is in here. So this app.js, it's right here. Anything we write here, it should pop up over there. Hey, but you notice our home screen. Oh, okay, I just restarted my Expo client. I just did npx expo start again, and I opened up the Android. I don't know what happened before, but that was weird. So anything we write over here, uh, like hey, my name is Bob, right? And anything we write over here, it should refresh over here. But notice how we wrote our home screen and profile screen, right? And we have the text, hey, what's up? And this is the profile screen. If we want to switch uh, between home screen and profile screen, we're going to have to create a native stack. So to do this, we will have to create a constant of a navigation bar, and then in that navigation bar, we have to define navigation. And from there, we're going to have to say, oh, home screen is one of these screens, profile screen is another one of these screens, right? And then we can also choose which one is a default value, which one goes on top. Because how it works is whichever one's on top is the one that will show. And if you want if you want to go between home screen and profile screen, that profile screen is going to go on top of home screen, right? But once you're done with profile screen, you want to go back to home screen, you're going to have to pop off, like you pop an array in Python, you're going to have to pop off profile screen and it'll display home screen again. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright, to do that, we're going to import a few things. If you're using Snack, you can import and then it'll automatically add the dependencies. But at the start of the tutorial, we added the dependencies. That is exactly what we're importing right now. Those dependencies can be found right here in package.json dependencies. We added these two and also these two as peer dependencies to those. Okay, so now if we go back to app.js, we're going to import those dependencies. To do that, we write import and then we write navigation container, second one, and it automatically in VS Code tells me the directory. Alright, and we're also going to import create navigation stack navigator, and it automatically tells me that it's from at React navigation native stack. Alright, so now that we've imported those, we are actually going to save, see if any errors come up. Nope, no errors come up, and it says, hey, my name is Bob. We are going to, in fact, remove this, and we are going to write our navigation container. This, everything that we're going to do right now, it has to go inside this navigation container so we can navigate through the different screens. So we're going to have to make a stack navigator because that's the type of navigator we want. So let's not do this. Let's go over here. Oops. All right, let's go over here. Let's write stack not dot navigator. Oh, completely forgot. We have to create a constant up here called stack, and we're going to equate that constant to this import statement, but we're going to make this a function. Okay, now it'll pop up on VS Code stack, right? And for stack, we're going to call the method navigator. Okay, at this point in stack navigator, we're going to put our screens. Each screen that we have to uh, call it as a stack.screen element, and we're going to give it the following props. Name, we're going to give it a name. We're also going to give it a component, and we're also going to give it some options, like a title, and that's in double curly brackets for options. So our component, first one we're going to add is our home screen. So first thing we have to do is import our home screen. Home screen from, and it automatically tells me where it's from because it's VS Code. So to do this, let me give you a quick tutorial. We're in app.js. To go in a folder from the same directory, we're going to have to do // and then it'll tell us in VS Code to go to the source folder, then screens, then we can click the home screen.js, but you never write JS over here. Anyways, from there, we can give this a name. We're going to call this name home, and we're going to refer to home later on. And the component is going to be home screen, exactly what we imported right here. And the options are just like a title you want to display. We will remove this title later, so we wouldn't even need this, but I'm going to put it anyways. So for our title, we're just going to write home screen. Now, if I save this, it should pop up over here, home screen, and um, it gives us our app, whatever we wrote in the home screen.js. If we want this to look prettier or look better, we're gonna have to import a style sheet. That's just CSS. So to do this, we're gonna just go over. Oh, it's already imported. So you just put style sheet up here, and we're just gonna create a constant named styles, and we're gonna equate that to style sheet.create, and we're actually going to um, make it so container is going to have, this is just a name. I'm gonna attach this name to view because I call view container. So flex is one. I'll make a different video on how flex works, and we're gonna give this a white background, and we're gonna align the items into the center. This is from left to right, and we're gonna justify content. This is from up to down. All right. We can uh, I'll cover that stuff in the flex video actually. So if we save this now, it should pop up in my screen. Oh, sorry, we have to attach our style to view. So we go style is equal to, and then we put curly brackets, styles. We get our constant over here, right? And it's styles dot container. And now it's in the middle. Alright, we're going to do the same thing for our profile screen. So we're just going to put that over here. We already have the style sheet import, and we're going to attach this to our view. Okay, right now we can't see our profile screen, right? So what we're gonna do is if we want to test out our screen, we're just gonna go like this and we're gonna write profile screen, right? Oh, profile screen does not exist because we did not import it. So over here we're gonna import our screens, right? So we already imported our home screen. So what we're going to do now is import our profile screen from there. And now it's going to work. And we should probably give it a different name. So we'll take this out. We'll put it back to the home screen. And we're going to just copy this stack.screen. And we're just going to put one below. Whatever's on top is going to be displayed first. And we're going to call this one profile. And we're going to take this, place it in profile screen, because that's what we call it over here. And we're going to give it another title called profile screen. Okay, at this point, we can only see the home screen. We have no way to navigate in between screens. If we take this out and we comment it all, it'll show us a profile screen. But if we uncomment it, it'll go back, or it won't go back in fact, because it's on the first thing now. So we have to actually rebundle our app to get it back to the home screen. Anyways, now I will be showing you how to navigate in between screens. Alright, so if we go into our app.js, right, now we want to switch between home screen and profile screen. Do that, we have to take props from home screen. We're going to put this in home screen and we're going to call it navigate, or navigation, right? From navigation props, this is something we're going to use to navigate through things. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a button. To create a button, we import button from React Native. And in this button, as props, we are going to write title is equal to go to the profile screen. We want it so we click this button and we go to the profile screen. And um, so, that's what it's going to say on the actual button. And on press is the event in which you actually press a button, right? So we're going to have a line function. You can call another function you create separately in the thing, in your file, but we're going to create a line function where we use the navigation constant up here, and we're going to do navigation.navigate, and we're actually going to write profile. The reason why we're writing profile here, the reason why we're actually writing profile here is because in our app.js, we put the name profile. So if we write profile here, since we're getting this navigation property from stack.navigator, we can actually say, oh, we want to go to profile, and profile will automatically go to this component with these options. Alright, so whenever we click the button now, since we have created it, it should go to the profile screen, and it does. If you want to do the same for the profile screen, we're just going to copy and paste this button over there. And we're just going to add the props over here of navigation in curly brackets, of course. Alright, and in button, we are going to go to the home screen. And over here, we're going to write navigation and navigate to home because that's what we called it in our app.js. Okay, so now there's going to be a button here and we just press go to the home screen. Notice that when we press go to the profile screen, there's an arrow to go back, but when we press go to the home screen, there's no arrow to go back to the profile screen. This is how stack navigation works in React Native, where now your home screen was at the bottom of the stack, then it goes your profile screen, but when you press the back button, you can actually pop off the profile screen. By pressing the home screen button over here, you're essentially doing the same thing, but you're gonna keep popping. If you had more screens, you would keep popping until you go back to the home screen. That's essentially how stack navigation works. I'll actually show you how to create a navigation bar you can like go through the screens in part two. So that's it for now. Bye.